thought of myself as building something on Mars. I've done everything from being a college professor to a truck driver to a field worker in my day, and I took a stab at inventing and came up with this.
Well, those first couple years, I had some sleepless nights, I will say that. I have been a master gardener, and I have been a very enthusiastic summer CSA share member, but it got pretty depressing in the fall when that would stop, and out in these rural areas where we're actually considered by the federal government to be, oddly enough, food deserts. What ends up in our grocery stores, if we're lucky to have them, is not so great. And I kept wondering, you know, I had read and heard about, through the Master Gardener program, different kinds of greenhouse growing in Canada. And so I thought, well, you know, if they can do it, why aren't we doing it?
16 feet deep, 22 feet wide, as heavily insulated as we could make it. Also, we put down a 4-foot foundation and insulated that with the blue styrofoam. I've seen other people do similar buildings to this, but they forget the foundation and they fail. And in the ground, about a foot under the ground, is about 1.5 feet of large gravel, like golf ball size. They call it river wash gravel. In that is a network of perforated pipes. What we do is we pull warm air down, it's thermostatically controlled, pull warm air down, force it through there. That is the heat storage for the building. One good sunny day will keep this whole building warm for 2 or 3 days afterward. It's appealing because you can get fresh greens in the winter, that's obvious. But it also is of a size that it lends itself to community. Community is really important. The local foods movement tends to focus not just on the food, but on the community, the people working together. It goes to the roots, I think, of what humans are about. We're raising our food, we're taking care of each other. It's very direct, it's not abstract, it's not removed, it's not corporate. I think those are the things that are making it popular.
We do 11 shares, and a lot of people split them. So we actually have 20 families, and we have now 4 times more people on that waiting list than we can supply, and it's been that way since we started.
There's a demand for local foods, the kind of things we're turning out. There are lots of little producers, people who'd like to produce more, but you can't approach especially institutional things like schools or nursing homes or even bigger grocery stores unless you can do more crop at once. They don't want to call 53 people for a 500-pound bag of potatoes. The crop aggregation gives the opportunity for the small producers to put their stuff together, and then they can market it jointly. The middle point is what's missing in this whole field right now.
We want to invent a local food system that is respectful of everybody involved in it. And being in the middle, we're hoping that we can do that. And so we're looking at what kind of facility we want to build and what kind of business model that's going to be. And we're getting a lot of really great input from lots of people and organizations in the area that are very excited about what that kind of facility can do. Feels really good, you know? This is what I do with my free time. You know, I'm not knitting and I'm not watching HBO, but this feeds me.